Hey everybody, this is my JR11X. I bought this about a month after it came out, and I really like it, but as soon as I got it to the field, everybody wanted to see it at my club, and because it's so different. And the first thing that happened, about 5 minutes after I got it out of the box, a guy walked by. I don't know how we didn't see each other, but he turned around and spun into this antenna, and it has a joint down here, and he broke it at the joint. So, you know, it lasted 5 seconds. So I had some heat tubing, shrink tubing for electrical available, and I put that on there and heated it up, and it solved it for a little while. I've had to add a little bit of electrical tape since, and it does okay, except for here lately. I'm starting to lose some performance. I'm getting brownouts now, and it's time to replace the antenna. I think the wire's working its way loose. It's flopped over so many times, this comes loose and whatnot. So I called Horizon, who claims they don't have any ownership of JR, but they are the people who fix JR, and they wouldn't sell me an antenna. They said I had to send it in. So this little antenna is supposed to cost like $5, but it's $45 an hour labor, an hour and a half to 2 hours labor, plus shipping both ways. You know, will cost well over $100 probably. So I decided to investigate the radio myself. The newer radios all claim to be don't have modules anymore. This isn't a module, they say. So it's all internal. They said it increases performance, blah blah blah. So let's open it up and see what we got. To open it up, first you disconnect the battery. I already did that. I also took out the screws. There's 6 screws, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you do that, the first time you open it, it's a little bit tricky. They've got these rubber hand guards, or whatever you want to call them, that stick into both sides of the radio. And the first time they really want to stick. So you have to be kind of careful when you pull this apart. But it pops open, and because of the design, it kind of will sit flat. Now there's the antenna wire inside, and it's sticking on one side. The antenna wire goes from the antenna down into this not module. We'll find out there is a module in there, but anyway. So there's several wire looms here. Just need to be real careful when you open this up. I've had it open several times, so I've lengthened, put slack into this wire and everything, so it opens nice and like a barn door now. So I can just set it flat like that. The transmitter board, which is right here, the battery plugs into there. These switch wires originally had a little bit of glue that hold them down to the case. They just popped right up. Then there's screws. There's a screw here, 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 and here to hold this down. When you take those out, I already have them out. You have to be real careful, because like I said, there is a module behind this board, and when you pull this board up, they're right around in here, there's 6 pins. I think they're pretty long, about 3/4 of an inch long, just like the pins you see in a Fataba radio, or you know, where they do have the module. It's like that. So you have to pull this very carefully straight up. Let's see if I can get it with one hand. Yeah, it's coming slowly. Just really careful. You don't want to bend those pins, because if you do, it will be very difficult to get this board out, because you'd have to pull all these switches out and whatnot to straighten the pins. It looks like underneath you can see the module sticking on. I've had it out so many times. Hold on a second, and I need both hands for this. Come on out of there. There it goes. So looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins down in there that plug into the module. So once you do that, the module will slide out like that, and then you turn it over. Right there, the little gold plug is the antenna plug. Now, I found something interesting when I open this up. I'll try to zoom in on it. Hopefully it'll focus. Maybe it won't. But I don't know if you can read that, but that's the module that came in the JR radio. And the sticker says Horizon Hobby Incorporated, Model X1TXN. Now, I've been having an ongoing argument with a gentleman from Horizon on RC groups who says that Horizon Hobby doesn't have anything to do with JR. Well, then what are their parts doing inside of their radios, the JR radios? Clearly, Horizon, they may not own the company, but clearly they control it. So don't let them kid you about this stuff. So anyway, to get the antenna off, it's really easy. You just pop that off. It comes right off. You take the module out, and then the antenna wire goes through these little. Whoops! I guess I got to show it. The antenna wire goes through these little springs here that hold them in place. So they just kind of thread in there. You can take this. There's screws that hold them on. You can take the screws out, and I'll do that real quick, and I'll show you where we're at. Okay, I've got the antenna off. Since I'm not going to use this antenna anymore, I just cut the antenna wire. I also, just to show you, they've got these little spring things. See if I'll focus. And they're connected in several places in the radio. And the wire runs through those to keep it in place. So when you install your new antenna, make sure you put your wires back through there. The antenna itself comes out really easy. It's actually glued in place, but if you just take a screwdriver and work it, it's hard to do this with one hand, but and work this. There, I got it to go. Back and forth, it'll come out. There it is. And as you can see, this is a really crappy, whoops, come on, focus, antenna. It's not screwed in or anything. It's just got one of these plastic things that squeeze together when you're pushing it in, and they come apart once you have it in. Like I said, I've seen this antenna on eBay for $2–3, and not very impressive. But we are going to change how the antenna works with this radio. I'm going to put an SMA connector in here so I can install whatever kind of antenna I want.